This is so easy and so dreamy good. You have to give it a try. Today we are making my homemade cheesecake that is absolutely delicious. The first thing we're going to start with is our crust, and I like to use vanilla wafers. You're going to take a box of vanilla wafers and you're going to use about half of them, and you're going to crush them. And so today I'm just using a Ziploc bag, quart size. You want to try to get some of the air out of it. And now I'm just going to crush them. I hardly ever use this rolling pin, but when you want to crush something, it comes in handy. It's so heavy, otherwise I don't really use it that much. Alright, now we're going to get this and put it in our bowl. We're going to add 6 tablespoons of melted butter. This is so easy. And we're going to mix this up and press it in the bottom of our springform pan. We're just using a 9-inch springform pan. You need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And you're actually going to cook this at 2 different temperatures, so make sure you pay attention to the directions when it comes to the cooking temperature. And we're going to put this in the bottom of our pan. And then you may want to make sure it's mixed up good and you don't have any clumps of butter or anything crazy. And it feels really good. And now we're just going to press it down in the bottom of our pan. We are going to be using 3 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese. This one came from Sam's Club, so it's really big. I could actually make 2 cheesecakes with this one. And so we are going to cut off 8 ounces. And actually the line's a little out of sync, if you'll notice. This one's a small compared to this one, so I'm going to scoot over just a tad and make sure I get it right in the middle. We're close enough to the middle. Went a little crooked, but ooh, don't that look good? We are going to cream our sugar and cream cheese together until it's nice and fluffy. We're going to use the paddle attachment on the mixer, and we're going to be using 3/4 cups of sugar. And really a cheesecake doesn't have a lot of sugar in it. Then we've got our cream cheese, so we're going to add this to the mixer. Now I'm going to cut this in a couple of different sections and just put it in the mixer. Smells really good. It's nice and soft. Make sure you let it come all the way to room temperature before you make your cheesecake. Now you're going to be using 1.5 cups of whipping cream, and that right now is in the freezer getting super cold. So make sure you chill it for at least 10 minutes. All right, we're going to turn on this mixer and start this mixing up until it's nice and creamy and fluffy. Okay, it looks creamy to me. So we're going to start adding our eggs one at a time. All right, now we're going to add 1.5 cups of super cold whipping cream. You need to make sure it's been in the freezer for at least 10 minutes. Of course, it doesn't need to be frozen, but it needs to be really cold. Now we're going to add our vanilla. and then we can get it in our pan. We're going to add about 1.5 cups of water to my oven. If you do not have a tray in your oven, then you would put a cake pan in your oven and let it sit underneath where your cheesecake is cooking so that it doesn't crack in the top. This keeps it from splitting and cracking on the top. Put some moisture in the oven. Now you're going to cook it at 350 for 30 minutes. Then you're going to change the temperature to 325 and cook it 30 more minutes. So it cooks a total of an hour. The first 30 minutes at 350, the second 30 minutes at 325. Now when this thing finishes, you turn the oven off and you let it sit in the oven for an hour before you remove it from the oven. It's very hard to do, but find you a chore to do while you're waiting on your cake. Okay, this cheesecake has been cooling off at room temperature, and we are going to take a knife and just go around the edge to make sure that when we release it, it's going to come off easy. We're going to release our pan. All right, now we're going to see how pretty it looks. It looks delicious. All right, we're just going to serve it on this cake plate. And I'm actually going to serve it with some fresh lemon curd. I went to my neighbor's and I got lemons from the yard. My neighbor has a lot of lemons. So me and Chris are going to enjoy this cheesecake with a lemon curd on it. I made this lemon curd a few weeks ago out of the lemons from her yard. I actually just went and picked a large bag of lemons from her yard. They are Meyer lemons, so they're nice and big. I got some that are nice and yellow. I got some that are turning ripe, and lots of them. They produce a lot of juice, and her tree is absolutely loaded. So I will show you guys how to make that lemon curd this week. Just look for that coming up. But for now, I am going to pipe a little bit of this lemon curd into a piping bag. And we're going to put it on our cheesecake and enjoy it. Oh, yeah. I'll bring y'all up close so you can watch. So lemon curd is just beautiful, nice and creamy. And boy, is it absolutely delicious. The recipe's actually in my first cookbook. And a little goes a long way with lemon curd. It's very tart and fresh and delicious. ate about half my piece already. It is super delicious. The tart lemon curd is so good on the cream cheese. Boy, I'm so thankful my neighbor has lemons. It is dreamy good. Y'all have a wonderful day, and we thank you so much for watching Collard Valley Cooks, where we cook like Mama did. We'll see you next time. Love ya. Bye.